So hello and good evening to all. Is my voice audible to all? Okay. So Khadija is the new student today, I think. I think your first time joining in. Can you introduce yourself a little bit, Khadija? Khadija, sorry. Just write on the chat box about yourself a little bit so that everybody can know about you. Since I think for the first time you are in the class today. Okay. Okay, great. Yes, good evening to all. Dilshan and Sandeep. Yes. Yes, good evening, good evening. So as you all see on the, I think there is no other class going on apart from this one. No. Okay. So our today's class is on advanced supply chain management. And yes, Prabha, good evening. And the topic which we are covering in today's class is electronic payment systems. The overview of the electronic payment systems, technology, authentication of the user, protection from customers fraud, protecting card numbers in transmission, protecting card numbers on the merchant side, protecting from merchants fraud, factors for designing electronic payment systems, and requirements for internet-based payments. So I think a lot of us we are all aware of this term electronic payment system, which is derived from the term e-commerce. It's a part of e-commerce, that is electronic commerce. That means through this we are talking about the transactions which are taking place electronically. All the financial transactions that are taking place electronically. What means? Suppose now I am taking the classes of you people. You people are giving the fees of the class to IIMTS. IIMTS in return gives the fees, gives the payment of our teaching or tutoring to me through electronic payment system or through online transaction. That means they directly transfer the money into my account. So we are using the concept of electronic payment system. Suppose you are buying something from Flipkart or you are buying something from Amazon, you are entering your card details, or you are giving money through internet banking or through your credit card or debit card by entering the details online. So that is also a form of an electronic payment system. So this is basically the concept of the electronic. Yes, the bills payment also, whether you are paying the bill of electricity bill you are paying, or telephones bill or mobile bill you are paying online. Then you are also paying the house tax, water tax online. You are also filing the income tax returns online. And I mean, lot of things you are doing online. You are if you want to purchase some product, you just book it online, transfer the money online, and in a week's time or probably less than that, you will be getting that particular product by sitting just at your home. So that is the advantages of using the electronic payment system. But apart from having advantages, there are disadvantages also. Like there are a lot of frauds and thefts are taking place. So one needs to be careful regarding that. So that is our class, and we are seeing more into the positives and negatives of the electronic payment system. Before starting the class, let's start with a video, a small video.
You're looking to offer your customers a safe and easy way to pay online. Since all payment processors aren't created equal, it's a really good idea to know the ins and outs of how an online payment functions from start to finish, so you can avoid pitfalls and make the most effective choice to protect and grow your business. The main players in an online payment are you and your customer. To accept credit cards from customers, you'll need a couple of things: an internet merchant account and a payment gateway. On top of that, you can also choose to include an alternative payment method, like PayPal, to service those customers who shy away from using credit cards. Once those pieces are in place, here's what happens next. A customer makes a purchase from your checkout page by submitting their payment information. That information is then sent to the payment gateway. The gateway then encrypts the payment information and shuttles it to a series of approved payment processors and networks for authorization, where the payment is either accepted or declined. That decision then shoots back to your customer, and all that flurry of activity takes place in about 2 seconds. The final step happens after the gateway sends the transaction to the payment processors, and the money is transferred from the customer's bank into your account. So as you've seen, a payment moves through several parties, often with varying providers for each transaction. Since things can get really complex really fast, some payment solutions make things easier to manage by offering everything you need bundled together into an all-in-one solution. If you already have an internet merchant account, some solutions allow you to use a gateway to accept credit cards and offer the option to add alternative payment methods. There are, in fact, all kinds of different solutions out there. Before you decide on the best online payment system for your business, make sure the solution you choose provides solid answers to the following questions. First, is it secure? Search for a payment solution that's PCI compliant, has a trusted name, and make sure it's safe with systems that have never been breached. Second, is it reliable? Look for a solution that's always available with backup systems in place. And finally, is it easy to use? You'll want to get up and running quickly, so your solution should be easy to integrate and flexible, with accessible technical support and resources so that it can meet your needs as your business grows. And to keep things easy for your customers, make sure you can accept an order on your website, in online marketplaces, over the phone, and even in person. When making this important decision, it's worth taking the time to find a payment solution that provides the security, reliability, and ease of use needed to continue earning high marks from your customers as your business enters the world of online payments.
That means the transaction is happening between the customer and you, or the customer and banker, or between the two parties. Yes, Prabha. Okay, Prabha is saying, as you all see on the chat box, Prabha is saying that Mr. Vashisht has already taken this class of e-commerce. So in this class, is this class also same content? Prabha, I'd like to let you know that what happens is on every first of every month, we have been given the syllabus of the MBA and the BBA. what we have to do is we have to prepare a class calendar for the whole month, and that we have to submit it to the IIMTS. Now I don't know what Mr. Vasisht has submitted or Ms. Garima has submitted, I don't know. We have selected the class from those particular syllabus, and we have mailed that particular class details to the IIMTS. I don't know what Vasisht has, whether Vasisht has taken this class of e-commerce or not. So if, I mean, Prabha is saying that all this class is okay. What about others in the class? Are you all have already discussed this topic with Mr. Vasisht? No, that is okay, Rizi, but actually, frankly speaking, I am not aware that what Mr. Vasisht has taken, because I don't know what schedule he has submitted to the IMTS. As per my convenience, I have been given the syllabus and I have the right to choose what topic I have to teach to you people. So, I have just taken from that particular syllabus, MBA syllabus, and I have given that particular topic to IMTS. That okay, boss, on this particular day I'll be taking up this particular class. So that is what I'm doing right now. So if you people want that, okay. So if you people want, then I should continue this topic, or else I choose some other topic to teach. But for that I have to prepare the PPTs and all those stuffs, or I have to download some good case studies for you people to solve. So shall I continue? Rezi says, okay, we'll like to hear from you. First is please continue. What about others in the class? Shall I continue with this? Or you want me to? Okay. Okay. Okay, so Prabha, a lot of people are saying that we should continue. Okay, great. So let's begin with some of the PPTs. That is e-commerce fundamentals and applications. Prabha, even if you have done with this, I think the PPTs which Mr. Vasisht has taught you, I'll be taking up some of the different PPTs. So at least you'll be learning something new on this topic. So it's better to gain knowledge. Knowledge is always useful. Now let us see the e-commerce fundamentals and applications. Let us see some of the online payment systems. The features of the payment method, 4 C's payment methods, credit card payment, e-cash, e-check, micro payment and smart card payment. This is the outline of this particular PPT. Now what are the 4 C's through which we can make payments? One is cash, one is credit card, one is check, and one is credit debit. So these are the 4 ways we use to make payment. What is the anonymity? Yes, in general we used to do it cash. Credit, check and debit we used to do not naturally, but we prefer cash first if we have the cash in hand. What is the overhead cost? I mean, it's lowest in general. There is no overhead cost. There is no overhead in terms of cash. When we use credit card, higher than cash and credit debit because of the paperwork involved. Check, highest in general, and credit debit low. What about the divisibility? Not completely divisible. Yes, all 3 are divisible. What is the acceptability? I think cash is acceptable, credit card is acceptable. Check we used to do less in today's time. We prefer to make the internet banking, the credit card or the debit card. We prefer more. Security wise, all are good, but you have to take precautions from your side. Transferability, yes, and because of the concept of the core banking, you can open an account in one branch in one city, and you can also transfer your account from one particular city to another city of the same country, or probably from one country to another country of the same bank. That's possible. Or you can also withdraw money. Suppose you have to have a bank account located in one city of the country and you want to withdraw money from from the same bank in the different city. So that facility comes under the core banking concept. So yes, transferability wise it's okay. Credit card, check and debit, it is no. It is true higher amount should pay by check. It depends. It depends because yes, I mean from internet banking you can do so, but through ATM card or through debit card there is a certain limit. Beyond that limit you are not able to withdraw money from the bank. Like in one day from lot of private banks you can withdraw rupees 10,000 in Indian rupees, not more than that, from a particular ATM or from the particular account. But through internet transaction or through check you can take out either 50,000 or rupees 1 lakh or even more. Then credit card payment, most popular payment method, especially for business to customer e-commerce. First generation no protection, only provide credit card number for processing. Second generation SSL for protecting the transfer of credit card information. Third generation set for secure credit card authorization. Fourth generation portable smart cards. Then what are the 7 business requirements? Provide confidentiality of payment information, ensure the integrity of all transmitted data, provide cardholders authentication, provide merchants authentication, ensure the use of best security practices and system design techniques, create a protocol that is independent on the transport layer protocol, facilitate interoperability, and so that's all. That is the 7 business requirements. Now what is the network architecture of the set system? This is the cardholder, this is the merchant, this is the payment gateway, and this is the issuer, and this is the certificate authority. So whenever you punch in a card, it goes to the through internet it goes to the certificate authority, then finally through payment gateway it goes to the issuer. Yes, there are 7 protocols in the networking system, in the network layer system. So transport layer is one of them. That is the transport layer protocol. Basically the rule of the transport layer protocol that facilitates the flow of money from one person to another person. So transport layer protocol is the protocol means which protocol is a set of rules. So transport layer protocol just checks whether the money which is being transferred from one account to another account, whether that is authentic or not. That is the concept of the transport layer protocol. To explain you in more detail the transport layer protocol, just a second, I'll let you know the transport layer protocol. Function of the transport layer protocol is, since this particular protocol is just a second, I'll let you know. Okay, so Prabha, you want to know the all 7 layers. I think this particular thing which you are asking is not basically related to our today's topic, but still I'll let you know. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, I'll explain you. So it's loading the TCP model. So it is basically the network layer. There are 7 layers defined in the TCP model. So let's see it one by one. What are they basically? So the OSI model, do you all able to see this? The Word file which I have shared. Okay. So use this handy guide to compare the different layers of OSI model and understand how they interact with each other. So there are 7 layers, as you all see. The OSI model, which is the Open System Interconnection Model, defines a networking framework to implement protocols in 7 layers. Control is passed from one layer to the next, starting at the application layer in one station and proceeding to the bottom layer over the channel to the next station and back up the hierarchy. Now so it is a conceptual framework, so we can better understand complex interactions that are happening. The OSI model takes the task of internetworking and divides that up into what is referred to as a vertical stack that consists of the following layers. Physical layer. This layer conveys the bit stream electrical impulse, light or radio signal through the network at the electrical and mechanical level. It provides the hardware means of sending and receiving data on a carrier, including defining cables, cards, and physical aspects. So this layer is a physical layer which is responsible for transferring of data at the hardware level or at the network level, like cables, cards, hardware, ATMs, protocols. So just to check the protocols at this layer, the role of physical layer comes. Then comes the data link layer. So at this layer, data packets are encoded and decoded into bits. It furnishes transmission protocol knowledge and management and handles errors in the physical layer, flow control and frame synchronization. So what does data link layer do is, whatever message you are transferring, that message is being encoded first into bits of 0 and 1, and then it is being transferred to the data link layer, and then when it reaches the desired system or when it reaches to the end user, it gets decoded. Also, this particular layer checks the errors that has been occurred in the first layer, that is the physical layer. So this is the role of the data link layer. Then comes the network layer. So this layer provides switching and routing technologies, creating logical paths known as the virtual circuits for transmitting data from node to node. Routing and forwarding are functions of this layer, as well as addressing inter-networking, error handling, congestion control packets, and sequencing. So what does network layers do? Network layer is basically responsible for the switches and routers configuration. Like if you are aware of the networking, IT networking, then switches are there, routers are there, which is there to connect you to the World Wide Web and further connecting you to the end user system. So assisting all those things, assisting all the compliances of the protocols, that to ensure that data is being transferred from node to node. Also, if in between the addresses issue, like every system has a unique IP address, so also taking care of the IP address issues is also a responsibility of the network layer. Then inter-networking, that means connecting one system to another system. Error handling, if any error has occurred in between. Then congestion also. Like there are like suppose if I send one mail to you right now, and suppose it takes say 20 minutes to reach that particular mail, or if I am saying something right now and you are hearing that same thing after say 30 seconds or say 20 seconds, that means there is some congestion in the network. So all those stuffs is taken care by the networking layer. Then fourth comes the transport layer. So this layer provides transparent transfer of data between end systems or hosts and is responsible for end-to-end error recovery and flow control. It ensures complete data transfer. So this particular layer is responsible for the complete transfer of data from one particular system to the end system, or from the host system to the receiver system. So all the flow of data, the error, if any error is happening in between, that particular part is also taken care by the transport layer. So as you see this line, it ensures complete data transfer. Prabha, is it clear to you? Then comes the session layer. Session layer, this layer establishes, manages and terminates connections between applications. So the session layer sets up, coordinates and terminates conversations, exchanges and dialogue between the application at each end. It deals with the session and connection coordination. So session layer role is only defined up to the time that the connection is being established and the exchange of data is going on. Once the exchange of data is complete, it is the responsibility of the session layer to disconnect between the two systems. Then comes the presentation layer and finally the application layer. Okay? Any questions, anybody? Okay. Now coming back to the class. Okay, not an issue, Prabha. You can, all of you, if you want that, I can conduct one class on networking also. If required, I can take up one class on networking also. Okay. Just before going on again with the class, there is one more video for you. So I think in video you got to learn to
about how online payments can be
just watch this
improved
video, everybody.
by using banks as a trusted source for the validation of a consumer's identity. Those who do not
everybody? So this video basically tells you the how online transaction takes place. Number one, the authenticity. Number two, and how you can fight the fraud. That is why at most of the places the system asks you to enter your UIN. UIN means unique identification number, or your PAN number, your TAN number, if you are associated with certain company, or if you are running a company, you need to enter it. So these are the verification methods. They'll also ask you, suppose if you are transferring any money from your account to another person's account. So for the security purpose, system will ask you to enter the OTP message which is linked to your cell phone number. That's right, Sunil, OTP number. So that is for only verification purpose. So all these methodologies, one-time pin, that's right. So all these methodologies are being followed just to ensure that no kind of theft should take place online, or to make the system more secured. These things are being brought into practice. Then moving ahead. So what's e-check? Let's say the content of a check is C, which includes the payment amount and the other information. The check is signed by finding the message digest of C and then encrypting it with the payer's private key. We'll leave it. These things are not important because these are basically telling us about the cryptography. So what are micro payment methods? Traditional payment methods are called macro payment methods. A new type of payment method known as micro payment method is emerging to cater for every low value transactions. I am skipping some of the slides in between. That is not of much relevant to today's topic. So to understand the concept of electronic payment system and its security services, to bring out solution in the form of applications to approve electronic payment, to understand working of various electronic payment system based applications. What electronic payment system is? Number one, electronic payment is a financial exchange that takes place online between buyers and sellers. The content of this exchange, just a second everybody. Yeah. So, sorry for the interruption. So electronic payment is a financial exchange that takes place online between buyers and sellers. The content of this exchange is usually some form of digital financial instrument, such as encrypted credit card numbers, electronic checks, or digital cash, that is backed by a bank or an intermediary or by a legal tender. So electronic payment system is a system which helps the customer or user to make online payment for their shopping. So what are the requirements for e-payments? The various factors that have led the financial institutions to make use of electronic payments are decreasing technology cost. The technology used in the networks is decreasing day by day. Then reduced operational and processing cost. Due to the reduced technology cost, the processing cost of various commerce activities becomes very less. A very simple reason to prove this is the fact that in electronic transactions we save both paper and time. Number 3 is increasing online commerce. So these are the requirements for e-payments. And some examples of electronic payment systems are online reservation, online bill payment, online order placing, online ticket booking for movies. Then what are the two storage methods online? Individual does not have possession personally of electronic cash. Trust third-party. Example, online bank holds customer cash accounts. Offline, customer holds cash on smart card or software wallet. Fraud and double spending require tamper-proof encryption. What are the types of electronic payment systems? E-cash, e-wallets, smart cards, and credit cards. So these are the type. I think everybody are aware of all these terms: e-cash, e-wallets, smart cards, and credit cards. So e-cash is something which you have in your account electronically. E-wallets is something, suppose there is a one site called MobileQ. Now I used to recharge my mobile phone. I have a 300 rupees which I kept in the e-wallet. Right now I want only 100 rupees recharge, Indian rupees. Say 10-15 days afterwards I need a further 100 rupee recharge. So since there are 200 rupees left in my wallet, I can again get a recharge done of 100 rupees or probably 200 rupees. That is the concept of wallet, e-wallet. Third is the smart card. Suppose we have a metro station here connecting to go from one place to another place in New Delhi. So we have the smart cards with us. In smart cards we get the recharge done of say 200 rupees, 400 Indian rupees, and we can use it when we are traveling from one place to another with the help of, there is a machine installed there. We have to just swipe that particular smart card on that machine just to ensure that, so automatically say 20 rupees or 50 rupees is automatically being deducted from the smart card, and once the balance is over we have to get that card recharged again. So that is the concept of the smart cards. Then comes credit cards. Credit cards means credit card is being issued to you by certain bank, and that credit card will help you. Suppose if you are short of money, you want to purchase something from the market and you are short of money in your bank account. Now every credit card has a certain limit that even if you don't have money in your account, you can still purchase anything from the market on the bank's credit. And once you have the money back into the account, your money will automatically be deducted from your account. So that is the concept of credit card. So e-cash, a system that allows a person to pay for goods or services by transmitting a number from one computer to another, like the serial number on real currency notes. The e-cash numbers are unique. This is issued by a bank and represents a specific sum of real money. It is anonymous and reusable. Then electronic cash security. Complex cryptographic algorithms prevent double spending. Anonymity is preserved unless double spending is attempted. Serial number can allow tracing to prevent money laundering. E-cash processing. Consumer buys e-cash from bank. Bank sends e-cash bits to consumer after charging that amount plus fee. Consumer sends e-cash to merchant. Merchant checks with bank that e-cash is valid. Bank verifies that e-cash is valid. Parties complete transaction. From consumer to bank and from bank to consumer. Then from consumer to merchant, merchant to bank. from bank to merchant. E-wallet we have already seen. Smart cards we have seen. Credit cards we have seen. So secure electronic transaction, that is SET protocol. So jointly designed by MasterCard and Visa with banking of Microsoft, Netscape, IBM, GTC, SAIC and others. Designed to provide security for card payments as they travel on the internet. Contrasted with secure socket layers, SET validates consumers and merchants in addition to providing secure transmission. So use public key cryptography and digital certificates for validating both consumers and merchants. Provides privacy, data integrity, user and merchant authentication and consumer non-repudiation. So this is the SET protocol. This is the card holder. He, with the help of internet, he is purchasing something. Once he entered the card details internet, that details is being verified by the certificate authority through payment network and through acquirer. This is being verified. Once it is being verified, the internet further sends it to the merchant. From merchant systems, once the payment is being done, that particular payment through the internet goes to the payment gateway and to the acquirer. So this is how things move through the SET protocol, just to ensure the security. So what are the security requirements of electronic payment systems? Authentication, integrity, non-repudiation, privacy and safety. These are the security requirements of electronic payment systems. What is payment gateway? A payment gateway is an e-commerce application service provider, service that authorizes payments for e-business, online shopping, etc. Payment gateway protects credit card details, encrypting sensitive information such as credit card numbers to ensure that information passes securely between the customer and the merchant, and also between the merchant and the payment processor. So payment gateway is basically the gateway which authorizes the payment for e-business and online shopping. Now how does it work? User placing order, it goes to the merchant's web server. From merchant's web server, it goes to the payment gateway. From payment gateway, it goes to the bank. From bank, further it gives the bank response to the payment gateway. From payment gateway response here, and from server response here. So ordering, whenever you are ordering, you are simultaneously, once you are there, it gets the response and ensures that whether the request which is being generated is correct or not. So once bank response is being generated, that means the money has reached the bank. So just to make the confirmation to the users placing the order, it needs to get the bank response, payment gateway response and server response. Once all these things are done, then finally the bank transfers the money to the merchant's account, and simultaneously merchants will allocate some marketing boy or guy to deliver the product to the user. So payments in India going the e-way. E-payment system in India, ever increasing technology changes, growing internet access and mobile subscriber base, rising consumer confidence, convenient delivery payment models. India has been one of the fastest growing country for payment cards in the Asia Pacific region. India currently has approximately 130 million cards, both debit and credit cards in circulation. See, it depends from if I talk in terms of India. Suppose I am having an account in an ICICI bank. If I am transferring money to another person who is having the account in same ICICI bank, so it hardly takes 5 minutes or probably less than that to transfer the money from one account to another account. Suppose if I am transferring the money from one bank account to another bank account, then probably it takes 2 hours or 3 hours, maximum 3 hours for transferring the money. Suppose if I am transferring the money from bank account based in India and bank account based outside, so it takes around probably a day time or less than that for transferring the money. So it depends on how much fast the network facility is and how much both the banks verify how much fast the services banks are giving. So it depends on that. But if we talk from transferring the money from one account to another account of the same bank, it is done with a quick click of a second. Okay, Prabha? Then growth in the e-payment system. If we compare from the growth from 2004 to 2008, it has grown in in 2008 it has reached to almost 80 billion USD dollars. So what is the ongoing transition? We are moving from paper note, currency note to plastic cards. We are not getting into all these things. So what are the technological advancements in e-payment? Electronic clearing service, credit and debit, National Electronic Funds Transfer, that is NEFT. The ruling plastic money is credit cards, debit cards and ATM cards. Yes, Sunil, too much inflation. So, I mean, inflation has nothing to do with all these e-payments and all this stuff. How can you say that? Too much inflation due to cards? Inflation, what do you mean by inflation? Inflation means rise in price of certain commodity or certain thing. That is inflation. Yeah, it has increased or it has smoothened the services. We can say that because of the cards, it has smoothened the just a second. COT. What does that mean? Even I don't know what is COT. In what reference you are asking? Even I don't know that particular what is COT. Then moving ahead. Conclusion: expand market beyond traditional geographical market. Override traditional marketing system into digital market. This is all happens because of the e-payment system. That means we are expand market beyond traditional geographical. That means we can, with the help of electronic payment system, we can connect globally, or we can do transactions globally, not specific to a particular geography or country. It's override traditional marketing system into the digital marketing system. Then it has made human life convenient, as a person can make his payments online. Then increasing the cardholder base will bring challenges to the banks. Then this brings us to the end of this particular slide. And finally, it brings us to the end of our today's class as well. Okay, so I think I've covered every content which has to be delivered in today's class. So any questions, anybody? Any queries, any clarifications? Anybody want to ask anything? Just come up with the question. Anybody has any questions? Okay. So thank you all for your time. I hope everybody of you have enjoyed today's class. So I'll be sharing all these PPTs on coordinator@lmsrc.com, and you can get all those PPTs from there. So just do give your feedbacks after the class, because a lot of people are not giving any feedback. So I request you all to give your feedbacks after the class, because it also motivates me that you people are enjoying my class. Otherwise, I think I'm putting in a lot of effort, but I'm not getting any result. So just do give your feedbacks, whether it's good or bad. If it is bad, I'll try to improve it. I'll try to work on it. So just do give your feedbacks. Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.